Hey everyone, I hope you're all doing well and feeling blessed today. Before we jump into the topic, I just want to take a moment to send some positive vibes your way. May God bless you and your loved ness with peace, happiness, and good health. Now, if you're new here, welcome. And if you're already part of the family, thank you for coming back. Don't forget to like the video if you enjoy it, and make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on more awesome tech tips. Welcome to Tech Ahmed Ali. Hi, I'm Ahmed, and today we're going to talk about something that has been a staple in the world of digital design for years: Adobe Photoshop 7. I know what you're thinking. Photoshop 7, that's ancient. But trust me, it still has a lot to offer, especially for those who love the classics or have older PCs that can't run the latest versions of Photoshop. In fact, if you've ever wondered how to install it, how to use it, or what makes Photoshop 7 special, you're in the right place. I'm going to walk you through everything step by step, from installation to practical usage. And by the end of this video, you might even fall in love with it all over again, just like I did. Alright? Let's dive right in. First of all, you might be wondering, what exactly is Photoshop 7? Well, Photoshop 7, which was released in 2002, is a classic version of Adobe's industry-leading image editing software. This version was a major upgrade from its predecessor, with new features that, back in the day, were a game changer. Things like the history palette, improved brushes, and the ability to work with layers more efficiently made it a favorite among designers, photographers, and digital artists. Now, why would anyone want to use Photoshop 7 today? Well, some people are nostalgic for the simplicity of the older versions, while others are using older machines that can't handle the newer versions of Photoshop. It's also a great option if you're just starting out with photo editing and want to learn without being overwhelmed by all the bells and whistles in the modern versions. But enough of the history lesson, let's talk about how to get Photoshop 7 up and running on your PC. To install Photoshop 7 on your computer, the first thing you need is the installation file. You're not going to find this on Adobe's official website anymore, because, well, it's outdated. But there are a few reputable sources where you can find the installation files. Some websites offer it. Eagerly, if you already have a valid license, make sure you're downloading from a trustworthy source to avoid any nasty viruses or malware. Once you've got the installer, it's actually pretty simple. Just double-click the setup file, and the installation wizard will guide you through the process. Keep an eye on the prompts and follow the instructions as they appear. One thing you should know is that Photoshop 7 was designed for older versions of Windows. So, if you're running Windows 10 or 11, you might run into a couple of compatibility issues. Don't worry though, I've got your back. If you encounter any errors, right-click the setup file, select Properties, and then check the box that says Run this program in compatibility mode for and choose Windows XP or Windows 98. That usually solves the problem. Now, once the installation is complete, you're ready to open Photoshop 7 and start exploring. The interface, as you can imagine, looks pretty different compared to the sleek, modern design of the newer Photoshop versions. But that's the charm of it. It's simple and doesn't overwhelm you with too many options. There are still all the core features you need to create and edit stunning images. Let me walk you through some of the key features and how to use them. If you've ever used a newer version of Photoshop, you'll notice that things like layers and tools are still very much in place. The interface has a very familiar Photoshop feel, and once you get past the nostalgic vibe, it's actually a very functional design. Let's start with the most basic tool, the selection tools. This is where you'll spend a lot of your time if you're doing any sort of compositing or editing. Photoshop 7 has the Marquee tool, the Lasso tool, and the Magic Wand tool. Just like the newer versions, you can use these to select parts of your image that you want to modify. The Lasso tool is perfect for freeform selections, and the Magic Wand tool is excellent if you need to select areas with the same color or tone. Now, when you are working with multiple layers, you'll want to check out the History palette. This was one of the standout features in Photoshop 7 when it was first released. It allows you to undo or step backward through your actions, which is a lifesaver when you're trying to perfect a design. You can also use it to create different versions of your work without worrying about permanently losing anything. Speaking of layers, Photoshop 7 offers robust support for them. Layers are a key part of the design process because they let you work on different parts of an image without affecting the whole thing. Let's say you want to add text over a photo without altering the original image. You just create a new layer for the text. And voila! You can move, edit, or delete it without touching the photo itself. But of course, no image editing software would be complete without the brush tools. Photoshop 7 includes a solid variety of brushes for all kinds of work, from soft airbrush strokes to sharp, detailed lines. The brush tool is perfect for painting, retouching, or even creating custom textures. The best part is, you can tweak the settings to control the size, shape, and opacity of your brush strokes. Now, onto something I personally find fun and useful, the text tool. Photoshop 7 has an easy-to-use text feature that lets you add any kind of text you want to your images. You can adjust the font, size, color, and even add some effects like drop shadows or bevels to make your text pop. If you're into graphic design or creating digital art with typography, this tool is pretty much all you need to get started. And while we're on the topic of tools, let's talk about the filter options. Photoshop 7 comes with a range of built-in filters that you can apply to your images for effects like blurring, sharpening, or adding artistic touches like oil painting effects. These filters can help you enhance your photos or just have fun experimenting with different looks. Now, let's talk about some of the pros and cons of Photoshop 7. On the plus side, this version of Photoshop is lightweight and fast, especially compared to modern versions. It doesn't require a super powerful PC, which makes it perfect for older computers. Also, the simplicity of its interface can be a real breath of fresh air if you're tired of the complexity of Novi or Assigns. But, of course, there are some downsides. One of the biggest drawbacks is that it lacks some of the advanced features you'll find in the latest Photoshop releases, like content-aware fill, advanced AI tools, or support for newer file formats. Plus, since it's an older version, you won't get updates or bug fixes from Adobe anymore. So, who is Photoshop 7 really for? I'd say it's perfect for people who need a lightweight, no-frills photo editor or digital artists who prefer a more traditional approach to design. If you're someone who's just getting into Photoshop and you want to learn the ropes without all the modern distractions, Photoshop 7 is a great starting point. Before we wrap things up, let me share a little personal story with you. When I first started out in graphic design, I actually used Photoshop 7 on a super old PC that struggled to run newer software. I loved the straightforward tools and the fact that I didn't have to worry about constantly upgrading my hardware just to keep up. Photoshop 7 taught me the basics of design, and I still have a soft spot for it today. So, if you're ready to dive into Photoshop 7, go ahead and give it a try. Even though it's an old version, it's still got plenty of life left in it for your editing and design needs. That's all for today. Guys, I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, Make sure to hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe for more tech tutorials. As always, I'm Ahmed, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care and stay blessed.